Not my forte because my legs aren't as bendy as they used to be. So I'm going in with a good attitude. I think it's just going to take a long time to get through. I'll get through it, and I don't think anybody has died going through there.
Hi, Daddy.
Okay, about half hour ago, I left the Rattle River shelter area with a earthen pad tent site, and it is near a road crossing near Gorham. It is the weekend, which I kind of suspected might attract some local campers. There were a couple there when I got there, and even though I got there kind of late, it didn't stop the local reinforcements from coming in right around 11 p.m. All of them equipped with headlamps that seemed to be attracted to my blue tent. So there was no shelter decorum. All the lights shone onto my tent woke me up, but they ascended up into their little camping area and didn't bother me anymore. And then I think another hiker came in late and stayed in the shelter in the dark. So that's not something I'm ready for, because all this slippery rock business, I would never be able to maneuver safely around all that stuff in the dark. So anyway, I think I got a good night's sleep regardless. As much as I can out here anyway. So we are pushing toward Maine today. I'm not sure if I'll get to the border. That would mean a 20-mile day. I don't think there's any 4,000 foot elevation peaks on today's agenda. So right now it's a nice little flat walk. I think within the first 6 miles I'll have maybe a 3,000 foot elevation peak, but I'm walking alongside the Rattle River. Provides some nice background noise. So onward we go. Let's see what this day holds. I still don't have cell reception here, but I do think I'm gonna have a good weather day. So just a little tired from getting in late last night. But we're gonna have some fun today. The main magnet, not necessarily Katahdin, but just the prospect of New Hampshire coming to an end, and maybe I've been told I will really enjoy Maine with all the lakes and beaches and all that stuff. So let's go. All right, I'm at top of one of the peaks for today. They're not too high. I think we got some evidence of moose up here, but I'm gonna turn around just a minute. That's my view right now, and I sure as heck hope I've already been over those. I am not sure what direction that is, but today hasn't been too bad. There's been some climbs, and there's just continuous up and downs. The terrain's agreeable. I'm already 8.5 miles in my hike. It's not quite 11 a.m. this morning, so that makes me believe I can make the Maine border. And I think there's probably another 11 miles to go, but I got the rest of the day if my legs will carry me there. So the funny thing is about the last mile of the trail is a lot of bushwhacking. The seems overgrown, kind of tight, and there hasn't been a white blaze for probably a mile. My Gut Hook app tells me I am on the trail, and I had to stop and check just to make sure, but I don't know. Just kind of odd. Usually you see a white blaze about every couple hundred feet or so. So we're going to continue on and make that push for Maine on a beautiful day. I hope I get some more views like this. And all right, so we're going downward and onward right now. Okay, I have just summited Mount Success, and it is what I believe to be the last tall peak in New Hampshire at 3,800 elevation, because sometime in the next hour or so, I'm going to cross the New Hampshire Maine border, and then a little bit beyond that, hopefully home for the night at a shelter. So I'm excited. I have this descent down Mount Success to go. So probably won't get into camp for another couple hours, I think. So it's going to be slow going, but I'm on the lookout for any sign that I'm crossing the border. That is what today is all about. I'm going to head into Maine if I don't kill myself in the next 2 miles. So, downward. End of day, I am at the Carlo Cole shelter and campsite. 18.9 mile day. I am in Maine. That's all that matters. I'm not sure if I'm more excited about being out of New Hampshire or being in the state of Maine. The state of Maine is about 280 miles of AT trail, so it's pretty long. I think it's second only to Virginia, and I'm looking forward to it. 100-mile wilderness is at the north end of the trail. Katahdin is waiting at the end of the 100-mile wilderness, but there's still a lot of Maine to go. I am at a stream filtering water just before the campsite, almost done. And it's about 6:15. Long day. A lot of miles for New Hampshire and a lot of ups and downs. I'm not sure what tomorrow is going to do, but I am pumped because I'm in Maine. I didn't really think I'd get this far, but now that I'm this far, I got to go all the way. So, Muffin and Button, I love you. Acorn Army, I love you too. See you tomorrow. Okay, I'm all packed up. I'm getting ready to leave the Carlo Cole campsite and shelter. And that was my tent pad. And I don't have too much experience with the tent pads, but I kind of like them so far. If you can find the level one, your tent stays dry. You know, when you roll it up in the morning, it's not collecting all the, the ground pine straw and dirt and all that stuff. So nice, clean and dry tent when I roll it up. Nice level surface to sleep on, which is good. And if you can find them where the hooks are intact down the side rail, like right down here, I don't have a freestanding tent, so it helps that I can, instead of using my stakes, I can tie them off on those hooks down there. So it works out for me. You can't find them everywhere. So, and it lessens the impact on the environment, which is probably the purpose of them anyway. So today it's going to be mid 80s, humidity, and also this section coming up contains what's known as either the hardest mile on the trail or the funnest mile. But either way, it's going to be slow going. I think it's going to be about 7 or 8 miles into my hike. It's called the Mahoosuc Notch. Supposed to contain a lot of boulders and some caves. But anyway, not my forte because my legs aren't as bendy as they used to be. So I'm going in with a good attitude. I think it's just going to take a long time to get through. I'll get through it, and I don't think anybody has died going through there. I'm going to be on the lookout for some human remains or anything that might indicate that, but I'll get through it eventually. 14 miles up the trail is the town of Bethel. I don't think I'm going to make it that far. It would be nice to kind of catch up on my resupply because I will be out of snacks today. But we'll see. I think there's a 4,000 foot elevation mountain at the end of that 14 miles called Old Speck. But my goal today is just to get through the Mahoosuc Notch, have a little fun. No precipitation forecast. So, yeah, they do suggest you don't want to go through that section when it's wet. So I've got a good day to do it. And I am tired from yesterday. It was like almost 19 miles. And my body just like last night was just worn out. So, all right, we're going to get started today. And we're going to crank up the motivation here in a second. Also, no good water for another 10 miles. So I'm stocked up on water, and I'm going to kind of conserve early in the day and save that for the, closer I get to a water source. All right, so we shall be on our way. Onward. I'm at the top of Goose Eye West Peak. About an hour and 15 minutes into my hike. It's only been 2 miles. It's a hard 2 miles, and I am totally out of energy today. So I'm not sure how far I'll get. I may take an early day, try and find a campsite or something along the way with some water. But I am totally drained, and the views are awesome today, though. I got some great weather. I'm really happy about that. Finally get to the top of a mountain or peak, and the views go on forever. That's probably Katahdin right over there. No, it's too soon for that. So we're going over some Goose Eye peaks this way, about 3,800 feet elevation. and the Mahoosuc Notch is further down the trail. And I'm not sure if I'll save that for tomorrow, but we'll see. Gonna just, keep track of my energy level. And an extra, 4 or 5 hours of rest might do me good for tomorrow. But all right, onward. Try and get some energy into this broadcast. All right, getting ready to start the hardest mile on the trail, the Mahoosuc Notch. Allow myself about 2 hours. It's only a mile, but it's really slow, potentially fun, potentially dangerous, but I got to put the camera away and we'll see you at the end. Onward. Snow. Just came out of the east end of Mahoosuc Notch. It actually was a lot of fun for me. It's just a lot of boulders, a couple of caves, and a couple of skin knees. But hour and 10 minutes. I gave myself 2 hours, but it's nothing to be scared about. It's just challenging and fun if you have the right attitude. I got to put my bug net back on. All right, so we're heading for the Mahoosuc Arm now, which is an ascent. Onward. All right, I just made it to the top of the Mahoosuc Arm, which is the ascent out of Mahoosuc Notch. It's pretty steep and grueling. I hope to have a view just a little bit ways up. And what I've decided is to get all the way into Grafton Notch, which is still about 6 miles from here. I still have a big climb, a 4,000 footer, Old Speck Mountain, and then a descent down into Grafton Notch. I think the next shelter up, which is where I was going to stay, is I think a couple miles. So I'm going to try and get into Grafton Notch, get a ride into Bethel, Maine, and rest up tomorrow. So I still got a ways ahead of me, so let's go. All right, I made it to the top of Old Speck, and I am heading down into Grafton Notch. Should take me about 2 hours or so, where I'm going to catch a ride into Bethel, Maine, and sleep in a bed tonight. So I will catch up later, and hopefully this descent goes okay. I've got like a 2,500 foot descent straight down into Grafton Notch. So the weather's been perfect today. Mid 70s, close to 80, I think. Nice cool breeze on the peaks. And even though there's still a lot of slippery, like rock faces and boulders going up and down these mountains, I'm still exhausted, but it's been a pretty good hike. My legs are killing me, and I think I may be developing blisters because my feet have been wet. So I'll check that out tonight and take good care of them. So I'll see you at the bottom. I am a few miles into my hike, I think probably 5 or 6. It's about noontime, and I've just come off a zero in Bethel, Maine, and I've summited the east and west Baldpate peaks. It was really cloudy up there this morning, no views once again. But down below the peaks, of course I'm in the middle of the woods, but it seems like a clear day. But I've got the roughest part of the day behind me. The zero I took in Bethel, I stayed at the West Bethel Motel. The owner, Mark, picked me up at the Grafton Notch parking lot, and it's about a 30-minute drive back to his lodge, his motel. But he's got a kitchen area, lounge area for his guests and hikers, and free coffee, which was good for me. And it was just a relaxing zero day. He also took me into town yesterday to get a resupply at Shop and Save. There was a hardware store across the street. I got some Velcro so I could hook up my gaiters to my Solomon trail runners. So the Ultras, they have the Velcro piece It had a Velcro piece in the back of the shoe, on the back heel, so you can attach the gaiters. The Solomons don't, so I had to rig up some Velcro strips with some glue. We'll see if that holds up, but they're working now. But anyway, hardware store, grocery store. I stopped at a burger and beer restaurant. Got a burger and fries. Also had a pizza the night I got into Grafton Notch. So a lot of town food, carbs. And I'm winded. So anyway, I'm on part of the trail. It's not too technical right now. That's why I can talk, and it's not too buggy because there, well, it kind of is. But one thing I've noticed about Maine, this is my second full day hiking in Maine. The trail, part of it, has a lot of exposed roots, which not a bad thing, but it's just like each state has some sort of small little character to its trail. And this one in Maine seems like the roots are just popping out like, veins on the trail. So I'm trying to get to a shelter camping area, which would give me either a 14-mile or a 17-mile day. And I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. Andover, Maine is the next small town up, and it's really not that far away. But I would like to get 100 miles in this week. So this is my second day of hiking toward that week. And march northward toward Katahdin. So I'll catch up in a little bit. I'm at the Hall Mountain Lean-To. It was about a 16.3 mile day today, coming out of Grafton Notch. And it's about 5 p.m. So it took 10 and a half hours to get 16.3 miles. So rough day, good weather though. And the bugs are eating me alive. So I'm going to cut this short. Tomorrow morning is going to be a tough one because I've got a big descent a big climb, another big descent, and then another huge climb. So tomorrow morning is going to be a challenge, and there's a threat of rain sometime tomorrow. But the temperatures are good in Maine. Low 70s during the day, and looks like I'm going to get some low to mid 50s tonight. So that's a good development. I'm not sure if that's going to stick, but I know yesterday in Bethel, the owner of the hostel was saying that the 0 day I took, it was the hottest day of the year for them. So it was like mid 80s and kind of humid, which I'm used to from where I'm from. But great hiking weather today. I did sweat, but that's going to be normal. Tent site and the shelter is right there. So there's some tent sites behind it, and I picked up water just before I got here, so I'll have water in the morning for coffee and for cooking tonight. So legs are tired after coming off that 0. That always happens to me. My feet are good, shoes are good, and southern Maine is going to be a challenge. There's some high mountains, and I'm only like 30 miles into Maine right now, and there's a total of 280. So I'm going to take it day by day, and hopefully the weather holds out for me, and hopefully the bugs aren't too bad. But this bug net, I could not get through a hiking day without it, because those face gnats, they will like dive bomb right into my eyes. Of course, buzz around my ears all the time, but take care of this. Once I put this on, about 15 minutes later, they stop bothering me. So they get the message. All right, so home tonight, kitchen, living room, bedroom, everything in one space. And who knows, maybe some other hikers will come through right now. I am the only one up here, kind of up on a ledge on a top of a mountain. So that's why I have a big descent in the morning. I got to go down into a notch. They call them notches up here versus gaps. So, and that's a lean-to, not a shelter. All right, Muffin and Button, I love you. Acorn Army, I love you too. See you next time.